Tonight's headlines are brought to you by McDonald's and Marianas Coffee.
Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Sakurako Halstead.
And I'm Dan Shore. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories.
America's Day begins in the Marianas, and that means America's protests do too.
Also tonight, global branding is underway. What does that mean and why?
And where's the spam? Police say the case is about cases and cases of the local favorite.
In sports, the flight towards Palau includes a stop on Capitol Hill.
Stay with us. These stories and more are next.
Can somebody please help me judge this chicken?
Juicy, seasoned.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the hair.
Now, who you think made this?
I don't know who cooked it, but they know how to cook.
Boom! Oh, McDonald's! Yes!
Are you serious? You don't like Mickey D's? Okay.
Guess what? I got something special for y'all. Double dip!
Cause that nods mean people who love McCrispy strips.
How you feeling now? Yeah.
Caught in 4K.
McCrispy strips, man, from Mickey D's. They here for it. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Now flying between Saipan and Rota, Micronesian Air Connections makes island travel safe, comfortable, and easy. Our Cessna Grand Caravan seats 9, offering comfort, space, and panoramic window views. With modern safety tech and experienced pilots, your 40-minute flight is as smooth as it is scenic. Whether you're heading to Rota for a serene escape or back to Saipan for business or family, Micronesian Air Connections is the connection. Book online today at flymax.com. Fly local, fly smart, fly Micronesian Air.
I love Marianas Coffee. Come join me for a cup. I think you would be really happy.
Half a day, Tirawami, and good evening, Commonwealth.
You're watching the Channel 2 News on June 16 from our studio on Capitol Hill.
The last military parade in the United States was in 1991, marking the end of Operation Desert Storm. This weekend, there was a military parade in D.C., and, not coincidentally, protests around the country and the territories, including a small one here on Saipan. On June 14th, Flag Day in America, also the U.S. Army's birthday, became the setting for another kind of celebration this year. A military parade organized by the president in honor of his own 79th birthday. California Governor Gavin Newsom, in a social media statement, compared the event to the actions of autocratic leaders.
It's the kind of thing you see Kim Jong-un, you see it Putin, you see it with dictators around the world that are weak and just want to demonstrate strength. Weakness masquerading as strength. To fet the dear leader on his birthday, what an embarrassment.
Governor Newsom was not alone. Protest rallies took shape across the country under the banner No Kings, reflecting concern about presidential overreach and the perception of an increasingly authoritarian executive branch. About 2,000 marches and protests were organized across the 50 states and territories. On Guam, dozens protested outside Micronesia Mall. Here on Saipan, where America's Day begins, one of the first rallies took place Saturday morning on Beach Road. Health professional Heidi Yellen explained the symbolism of the date.
America got rid of a king. The colonists got rid of a king 250 years ago when they formed an army, June 14th, 1775. And so many of the people in this island and these islands have fought for America to defend democracy, to overthrow dictators and kings.
I am here, we are all here, speaking for women, speaking for the NIH, speaking for public health as well. So the things that are going on right now in Washington, D.C., the defunding of the NIH, the defunding of the WHO, the CDC, RFK being in charge of the Health and Human Services, who's completely unqualified for his position. So we're all here trying to let everybody know that we're going to protest the defunding of all of these very, very important life-saving medical research programs, including the Fulbright, where we just had the executive committee 48 hours ago. They all resigned.
I felt that he can't take that over from the Army. It's their 250th birthday. It's Flag Day. It's not for anybody else's personal gains. And I just got tired and angry. I'm tired of being angry all the time and being afraid for people, for my friends, people that I know.
About 6,000 Army personnel marched down Constitution Avenue, and as the sound of boots echoed, emphasizing military might, Florida Representative Gregory Stube responds.
It's crazy. I mean, you have the 250th anniversary of the U.S. Army, and of course they're going to make it like Trump's a dictator and they're going to attack everything that we're doing. What a great celebration, and what a great opportunity to showcase the skills and the values and the principles that our American military have.
And at the same time, the call of marching protesters across the nation appealed for restraint, for humility, and for a government that they believe serves the people, not rules the people.
The Northern Mariana Islands are taking on the world, or at least trying to get the world to see us more clearly. The Marianas Visitors Authority has partnered with an Australian firm to craft a unified global brand. Chris Nelson shows what that could mean for our tourism and for our local residents.
From the beaches of Saipan to the history on Tinian, the cliffs of Rhoda, and the wildness of the Northern Islands, tourism leaders want the world to see the Marianas through one clear lens. Right now, the islands go by many names: Saipan, Tinian, Rhoda, CNMI, the Northern Marianas, the Mariana Islands, the Marianas. The challenge? Uniting them under one global identity. Phase 2 of MVA's global branding push is now in progress. Australian ad agency Circulate has been brought in to help shape a single, simplified message, one that delivers a feeling, a focus, and a strong impression to the world.
What I found interesting today was how everyone gravitated towards home ultimately, which came up as a collective theme, something that I hadn't seen in some of their previous executions and work that I'd already looked at. I think the other thing that's clear is there's some big challenges with the actual delivery of the product here as well. And the brand obviously can't solve that, but it hopefully can inspire everyone involved to understand why they're doing something and to collectively raise the bar. And that felt like it was possible. It felt like there was the will to collectively come together and meet some of those challenges.
You know, it makes me feel like, we know, because we've been here for so many years. We know what the Marianas means to us. But to actually get that, put it into a brand and sell it is really going to be difficult. But I think that the way we're doing it now is the process is going to get us to that point where we're going to be known by everyone, and they're going to feel what we feel, and that's why they're going to want to come here.
Tourism professionals and local leaders gathered at Marianas Beach Resort recently to help define what the brand should look and feel like and how to tell that story to future visitors.
I've never met a person that's come to these islands that said they didn't enjoy it, that they didn't create memories that will last them a lifetime, and they all long to one day return.
What did you learn today at the workshop?
I learned that in order to promote a destination, you really got to get the community involved. So community engagement is very important to market a destination to the traveling world.
You mentioned education. You've been involved in MTech. You must feel stronger than ever about that today.
More so than ever, because tourism is at a very difficult time here in the Marianas. We still got to let our kids know how important it is to take care of our islands, so that tourists can come here, so that they can benefit, their families can benefit, and everyone can have a fairly peaceful life.
Early campaigns are already live in Japan. A whisper-style ad campaign, Shh, Between You and I, targets Gen Z travelers looking for cultural escapes. In Korea, this is the Marianas, highlights sports tourism, from triathlons to seaside tee-offs. MVA says a clearer image could mean thousands more visitors and new investment for the islands. The final global brand guide is set to be unveiled by December. We'll bring you more as the Marianas prepare to introduce ourselves to the world all over again. A new identity, a new image, and a renewed push to put the Marianas on the global map.
2 defendants accused of stealing luncheon meat from a San Antonio supermarket plead not guilty in Superior Court today. Chuesden Martin and Jonelle Enriquez appeared in front of Judge Roberto Naraha today and each pled not guilty to charges of burglary and theft. In early June, the 2 men were arrested for allegedly stealing 18 cases of luncheon meat from the K's supermarket in San Antonio. The suspects were identified, police say, through surveillance video and an eyewitness informant. Both are being screened for entry into alternative sentencing. Drug Court on Saipan and throughout the United States is a program that allows second chance opportunities to qualifying criminal offenders who are afflicted with the illness of addiction by offering drug rehabilitation, mental health counseling, and career training opportunities in lieu of incarceration. Both will remain in custody. Each of their status conferences are set for July 31st.
Coming up, 81 years from the Battle of Saipan, the Camachos meet the Japanese family whose lives are eternally intertwined with their own.
And what goes around comes around. Jason Sanchez, welcome to Saipan.
Find a plan that goes with your flow. Get unlimited local talk, text, and data at the most affordable rate with Unlimited Flow Postpaid.
Heat stroke is one of the leading causes of non-crash, vehicle-related fatalities among children. Vehicle heat stroke occurs when a child is left in a hot vehicle, allowing for the child's temperature to rise in a quick and deadly manner. In today's fast-paced world and with our busy schedules, we often tell ourselves that we would never leave our child in the back seat of the car, yet it can still happen. Take action if you notice a child alone in a car. Protecting children is everyone's business. Even in cooler temperatures, your vehicle can heat up to dangerous temperatures very quickly. Keep your vehicle locked and keep your keys out of reach. Make it a habit to look before you lock and avoid putting children at risk of heat stroke. Help us prevent hot car deaths in the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands. Stop, look, lock. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands Department of Public Safety.
At Marianas Beach Resort, come to the edge of the ocean and experience the best sunsets on Saipan at Skipper's Beach Bar. Open daily from 5 p.m. till 9 p.m., Skipper's is the perfect place to unwind with great friends, great weather, and stunning ocean views. And every hour is happy hour with $3.99 craft draft beer, local food specials, and live music. Bring a friend or make some new ones. Skipper's is where memories are made. Skipper's Beach Bar, the best sunsets, the best fun. Come join us tonight. See you at the beach.
When I think of you sometime, want to spend some time with you, just the two of us.
Welcome back. You're watching the Monday night edition of the Channel 2 News.
Yesterday marks 81 years since the beginning of the Battle of Saipan. In our next story, a generational friendship between a Japanese and local family that stemmed before World War II still lives on today. During Memorial Day weekend last month, Diego Camacho and his family prepared the hiking trail that led to a memorial site on a cliff by the sea for a Japanese family. The Japanese family comes back year after year to pay homage to their ancestors who passed away on Saipan during World War II. This friendship between the Camacho family and Japanese family dates back before the war.
This is, first of all, this is Yukio Osawa, Kazu Takashima. They're the two that we remember, but my grandfather is good friends with his father, their mother, who jumped off the cliffs, and then these are the grandparents.
Lawrence Camacho, grandson of Gregorio T. Camacho, shares what he learned from his grandfather about the Camacho family's connection to the Japanese family.
I think it all goes back to my grandfather. My grandfather is very influential, at least in my life and in a lot of our family's lives. He taught us a lot. Because before the war, my grandfather's buddy was their dad. They were so, they were very close. And of course, during the war, everybody separated, right? My grandfather probably did not know that Yukio and Kazu's parents jumped off the cliff, right? Because he was worried about his own family, and then they were encamped, right? And Camp Susupi. So he had no communication with these folks until later on, after the war, is when they started to reconnect.
After reconnecting with the Japanese family, father of Lawrence, Luis Blanco Camacho, shares what it was like when the family would come back to visit.
One time they came over and stayed in a small house. Just imagine 12 people plus us. But they liked the place. My father went over to the one side of the kitchen and he put the futon for those people to sleep during the day or during the night after they came from the wounds to collect the bones.
78-year-old Delfina Camacho Santos says her relationship with the Japanese family stemmed from her first trip to Japan with her father when she was in her 30s. The Japanese family took care of her when she was visiting, so she took care of them when they were here.
One time my dad went to Hawaii for surgery because he had cancer. So for Christmas in Saipan. So he told me to give him something, to eat every day. And I make him something that he never tried before. It was very funny because I cooked the food that he never tried before, and he never seen that before. So he was screaming and said, "Oh no!" And then, is it okay if I mention what the food is? It's a fruit bat. I don't know if you have ever seen that one.
Yeah.
But he was so scared when he opened the pot.
Delfina says she hasn't seen them since she left off-island to live in the States.
It's been a while since I knew these people because of my dad. And then we left to California in 1988. But that was the last time when I saw them. And my father told me that they passed away. I'm sorry, my tears. I don't know.
Are you sad or happy that you had this experience? Or?
Yes, I'm so happy. And part of that, I miss them so much.
77-year-old Francisco Blanco Camacho shares how 2 of the Japanese family members survived after jumping off Bonsai Cliff.
My dad was saying that Yukio is him and his second youngest brother survived because they tied them down already. So when they jump, and the brother is young, but the older brother is a little bit, more masculine, I think. So they took off that and then tried to save his brother. So they swam into the coast there. You've seen the rough waters over there, no? That is really a difficult times because it's not only them that dropped themselves there, it's a lot of them that did not make it back.
Francisco described what it was like from his standpoint when the collection of Japanese World War II remains was approved by the High Commission of the Trust Territory at that time.
So the first year, I think, the group came here in 1972 when it first started. At that time, I was employed with the airline, and the influx of Japanese over here is tremendous, very big. Sometimes we don't have enough seat for the people to be written on the plane to go back. But eventually, during those times, was every time they're coming in big groups. When they say go ahead and start doing it now, extract all that. Annually, it's like a pilgrimage. Sometimes 100 people that comes in to pick up bones. And then after that, after all the collections is done, they all cremated in Marpi. They would have a cremation and celebration of that. I never witnessed one of those, but my dad would tell us that this is how it happened.
Working in the airlines at that time, Francisco says that every seat on the airplane was filled with each person carrying a box of remains to bring back to Japan. The collection of bones and remains from World War II have been occurring as recent as 10 years ago. Diego Camacho shares photos he's kept of the recovering of remains from the clay.
Just south of Aqua Resort. There's Aqua. So interesting there. See? It's very close. And it's weird, because it's very close to the shore.
So when was this from?
This happened in 2014. I think 2014, 2015. Either 2014 or 2015. Every unit here, there's an identification. That's why they're separate. Yeah. Now, if you have the mass grave, this is unidentified.
Diego was part of the tradition to help the Japanese family for decades and has been keeping the tradition alive since the 90s.
I was part during when I was young. Follow my grandpa, then after my grandpa, my dad, my sibling, my uncles. Then end up by myself and my daughters. Then I recruit my cousin, my brothers, to do the site clearing, just to open the trail and make safety first.
Diego brought his grandson on the trail this year in hopes to continue the long-time friendship for generations to come.
So man, I can picture one of this day, all the grandsons or the great-grand gonna be in charge of this.
That genial guy who is often pointing the camera at incoming and outgoing passengers at the Saipan International, has his comeuppance. The camera finally gets pointed in his direction. What goes around comes around as we welcome you to Saipan. Our Jason Sanchez arrives at Saipan International along with his his twin brother, Jaden. He has no idea we at KSPN are going to welcome him to Saipan. I'm not going to let you come on in here and not suffer. All right. As the saying goes, what goes around comes around.
So for those of you who don't know me, I'm usually the guy here at the airport asking you guys when you fly in, where you're coming from and things like that. You can consider me a more friendly form of customs.
Yes, you can often see Jason at the airport standing behind his camera with a welcoming smile on his face.
Just going from Guam. And just little vacation, a couple days away, getting some shopping, checking out the local scene, especially Donkey.
Do you often go to Guam?
I used to, but I guess since the pandemic, it's budget's been tight, and since I started working, schedules don't align. So, but
first time to Guam since?
No, I've been to Guam. I've been traveling to Guam for essentially all my life, and then I think the last time I was in Guam was in 2022, I believe. The way I see it, right, Guam, Saipan, and the rest of the Marianas, essentially at our core root, we are the same people, right? Generally, the culture is the same, the people's the same, language is the same. Only difference is, I guess, the social life in the islands. Guam has more things to do. It's more Americanized, definitely. Saipan and the CNMI, it's not that we're very rural, but we're less developed than Guam. I think it's just the upside is that we generally our culture or our sense of island life is more stronger here. Not that I didn't feel that on Guam, I definitely did. It's just that in Guam, a lot of things are more kind of fast-paced, things like that. So,
what did you do in Guam that you never do here?
Let's just go to the mall. Driving in Guam, it's straightforward. It's just you need to know where you're going. Because I was driving there and it's more fast-paced. Saipan, it gets
60 miles an hour.
I'm not sure 60, but I know there's 3 lanes, so it's 6 lanes on one road, and you gotta know which turn you're going into. Saipan, on the other hand, it's it gets busy sometimes, but generally, especially around this area, it's kind of more lax.
One of the questions Jason often asks incoming passengers is, how was your experience with the customs forms? We asked him the same.
We did the online one. It's good to have, if you have an internet connection. We just did it in Guam before flying here, so, it's straightforward, but for me per se, I do think that we should still at least have the paper option, especially for the Manamco, those who are kind of a little bit hard of using technology.
I know he's not talking about me, but what goes around comes around when you are welcome to Saipan.
Oh, he makes a really good point there. Coming up in sports, the CNMI team is readying for Palau, but it still hasn't been determined how they are going to get there. Next.
Welcome to Marianas Beach Resort, and now welcome to Marianas Coffee. Indulge in the rich, smooth taste of classic coffee, or treat yourself to one of our signature creations with the best coffee roasted right here in Saipan. Craving something fun? Try our cracking marshmallow milkshake, or one of our refreshing milk teas. Stay cool with locally grown lemongrass lemonade, the perfect tropical twist. Pair your drink with our delicious cakes, desserts, sandwiches, and salads freshly made just for you. And with super fast Wi-Fi, it's the perfect place to work or unwind. Marianas Coffee at Marianas Beach Resort, where great coffee meets great style. premium office space available now at the Hermosa Vista Business Park on Capitol Hill. Upgrade your work-life balance and enjoy a distinctive blend of location and nature with open spaces and ocean views. It's the perfect place for creative professionals who want real results. Call us at 670-483-4750 or email hvsaipan@gmail.com.
Dreams since like baby, I've been joining forces with the likes of an A-team. Jumping off of buildings used to be so stimulating. Now I'm reaching new heights, I'ma need the off-whites. Play with the fire, you get burned. All of my struggles became lessons well learned. I got desires that keep me grounded, that's for sure. Cause one day we gon' make it out this earth, where's your worth?
The king is back like prodigal. I've been gone, I gave him time, it's been too long. Politic, if I want it, I'ma get mine. Never fake the funk, can't perform for your empire. Snatch him out the throne, make them all fall in line. I let the clock tick, count down, cause I'm the headline, the deadline. Big time. I'm ahead time, the rare kind. Big time. I'm a living legend, lethal weapon, mastermind. Big time.
Buenas sports fans.
Buenas sports fans! Appreciation for consideration in advance is made to the CNMI Legislature as an appeal is made for funds to help send athletes from the Northern Islands to the Pacific Minigames in Palau. The CNMI Legislature meets and public comments are on this day at this time free of controversy. Alex Sablan, representing the Northern Marianas Sports Association.
I rarely get the opportunity to come up and address the entire body. It's important that we acknowledge everyone and thank everyone for their continued support of sports in general in the Commonwealth. I do want to thank the Saipan Northern Islands Legislative Delegation for their past and continued support of Northern Marianas Sports Association and the 18 members within the sports family. Your continued support has really transformed, in my viewpoint, of the 40 years that I've been involved, near 40 years that I've been involved in sports in general in the Commonwealth. I've not seen a more transformative effort in the course of the last decade, but really more so since COVID and post-COVID. More and more of the federations are engaging our youth at the grassroots level, growing the sports in the Commonwealth, and having the ability to go on to international competition.
As NMI's chef de mission, Nick Gross, presses flesh with legislators, Mr. Sablan explains that the appeal for funds is extended to the Saipan and Northern Islands Legislative Delegation, or SNILD.
Here to support the bigger bill, which is 24-12, which is the Saipan Northern Islands Legislative Delegation funding that will go to a myriad of programs, but specifically the Northern Marianas Sports Association, through our chairman, Jerry Tan, has written the SNILD to request for funds to send 162 members of Team Marianas to compete in the Palau Pacific Mini Games.
No specific numbers are being requested, but 162 member athletes will be traveling to Palau. Substantial financial support will be needed for travel, housing, and sustenance.
Hey, golfers, come north and practice your game at the Marianas Driving Range. New Year's local specials. 10-piece coupon books available for just $60. That's a $10 savings. Want to get really good? Come work on your swing every day for just $99 per month. It's our practice pass and you're going to love it. Grab your passes and go straight to the range. You can social distance and chip all at the same time, and the views are free. Reserve now at marianastrekking.com. You can pay online, open 7 days a week.
Here's the weather. Baby, it's warm outside. Tonight will be partly cloudy with only a 20% chance of isolated showers, mild breezes, and low temperatures of 76 degrees. Tomorrow, more of the best. Blue skies with a 20% chance of isolated showers, high temperatures of around 88 degrees and lows near 76. The sun will set at 6:48 p.m. and will rise again tomorrow at 5:47 a.m., just in time for a flight of kingfishers to appear at the all-small bird pro-kingfisher rally on Beach Road. They may or may not be carrying signs, but they will make their presence known with little chirps, commands, and bird droppings. Take notice, and I will see you in the water or on the land.
Well, that's news, sports, and weather. Thank you for joining us, CNMI.
And we will see you again on Wednesday.